crack-a-lacking. So we're on the DI, replacing these and the pads. So we got these. Oh, we got pads in there. We got new rear ones. I have new lug nuts. They're the ones I got put on my daily when I got new wheels, but then they put the old lug nuts back on when I got the old wheels back on. And yeah, so I have brand new Craigslist caliper rebuild. I want to paint them back blue because the calipers were blue before, and I'm trying to go for, well, it already has the calipers are blue and some of the stuff in the engine bay is blue, so I want to keep a black and blue color scheme. And so yeah, we're gonna take the rotors off. I also have new hardware for the calipers, take the pads off, and yeah, it should be just take them off and back on, and then we're gonna hold. I'm not gonna disconnect the calipers. So I mean, we're still gonna bleed them, but I just don't want to, like, I know some of this hardware is rusty, so I just want to limit how much I break. So I'm just gonna put the calipers off to the side in there, and then I'm gonna like block everything else from the caliper and sand it and then paint it. Or I might just disconnect it depending on, there's only one bolt and we're gonna bleed it anyway, so I might just disconnect it just to make my life easier. I don't know, I'll think about it. But yeah, so we're doing that. Caden's doing the yada, he's painting, and he got the head back, which is sweet. So yeah, we're working, and yeah, see you when something else happens. A couple hours from that clip, old brake rotor off, new nice brake rotor on. We have the brake line off, so I have the caliper over there. We're gonna bleed the brakes, and then over here, this was the hard one because, let me find it here. As you see, if it'll focus, that used to have a little head on it, and it went into the top of the e-brake cable. But the rust decided to fuse the two pieces together, so I couldn't get it off. So I had to cut it off. So I need to get a new one of those, which sucks because they're like 30 bucks each, even though they're very tiny. And so now I just got the rear rotor on, and so now I'm gonna clean them up, tape them off, paint them, put the new hardware in, bolt them back on with the new pads. Obviously it's kind of weird because the one front right pad that's making noise, it's like down to metal, is the only one I've seen that's down to metal. All the others have like really good life on them, which is weird. It was like when I first got this car, we had to like rock it back and forth because the brakes were so locked up, so I figure it's probably good to replace them anyways, because as you see, rusty bad, shiny good. So yeah, and also a discovery, pretty sure it's supposed to be brake fluid in there, at least a little bit. So we're gonna fill up with brake fluid, we're gonna bleed all the brake lines, the master cylinder, and yeah. So I'm gonna keep going on this. I wanna try and get it all done today, but if not, I still have tomorrow, so I'm not in too much of a rush here. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going, it's painting, so yeah. Alright, next day. The brakes kind of kicked my butt yesterday. Front brakes, fully on, all you need to do is bleed them. That's why the wheels are still off. Rear brakes, fully on, obviously still need to bleed them. And this little post that I had to cut off right there, instead of spending $34 for a teeny tiny piece of metal, I just did some custom engineering. I cut that bolt so it's short enough, and I put a little nut on there, tightened it up. That should do the trick. I'll find out. I mean, it's not too bad because it's just the e-brake, so it's not like I'm gonna be stopping, all of a sudden I'm not gonna stop. And customer states, grinding noise that increases with braking, not the problem. The problem, the entire that prompted me to do this job was that brake pad. Because first of all, I heard it before, then we took it off to do the lugs. Caden shooting. Yeah. So we got scrapage on there, and then this one's just old. So yeah, got the caliper off, so now I'm going to take the rotor off, and then wire wheel down the mating surface that the rotor goes on, and then do the same thing in the back, paint the calipers, and fill it back together with new pads. so I haven't been filming much. It's kind of been kicking my butt. Caden has been filming much at the Miata because he was making progress. The Integra was making progress on me. My fingers are blue and bleeding. So yeah, I'm gonna get to getting on that. Hopefully get this thing off all 4 jack stands soon. Be back in a little bit. Next day, again. So I haven't been recording much. It's been kicking my butt. All wheels are on, all brakes are on, all brakes are bled. I took it for a drive yesterday.
A very loud drive.
Yeah, it's kind of deafening. Also because we think it's leaking out of exhaust wise.
Everywhere.
There's definitely a gap in between the exhaust manifold gasket and the head, and it's really loud. So anything over 5K is just felony.
Any RPM is a felony. It's so loud.
Well, at low RPM sounds like a tractor. At high RPM sounds like a missile. So, tractor missile.
Doesn't look like a missile or a tractor.
I bedded in the brakes where you go up to speed, then you slow down really fast, really hard. So I did that a little bit, and then got them real hot. Put it here without putting the brake up, so the brakes wouldn't melt to the rotors, which would be bad. Still don't have fuel gauge, but we're gonna try and drive it home. I'm gonna try and drive. Well, I am going to drive on the highway. See how that goes.
He will drive. He'll make it home.
It's been all day. I gotta see if this dude's awake. Hold up. Oh my god, he's still in bed, bro. Come on now. I know your flight from Hong Kong was long, but we gotta get you up. We gotta get you working. We still got all your gases to put on. Come on now. Oh my god, you're naked. Alright, so as you saw there, we have headers. So that should replace the old headers, and they have a new gasket, both to the head and to the cat. And so now I need to wrap that. So I have heat wrap for it that I originally got for the Eclipse, but I'm gonna use it for this instead because I like this more. And I'm selling the Eclipse. Yeah, I also have the new air filter because this one stinky. Can't see nothing out of it. It's basically solid. So yeah, so we have the new air filter. Obviously it's blue, so it fits. We got a new fuel sending unit. I'm gonna get a new fuel line so that it's actual fuel line instead of rubber line. So that'll be good. And then the front boots are ripped and leaking axle grease everywhere, so I gotta fix those. So I don't have to do everything now. I have to work in a little bit, but I am just gonna put the air filter on real quick so it'll make me feel good. And also, wait a minute. Damn! Yes, sir. Got the Rotas instead of these bad boys. Yes, sir. You'll be able to see them better, but it's taking a nap until it feels better. And by it feels better, I mean until I work on it. So it has, since, obviously if you're watching this, that means that I made it back from Caden's house without dying. The brakes they're working. I can't tell if the front, it's like making a noise, but I don't know if that's from the axle or the brakes. Brakes looking good, feeling decent. I got the wheels on, and I drove it a little bit, and then actually the reason why I want to get the headers now is because it started to overheat, and so we figured out the fan wasn't working, so we hooked up a switch. And then also I think one of the reasons why it's heating up is because there's not a lot of gasket left in between the exhaust manifold and the head. There's evidence of that because the bin of parts the guy gave me has an exhaust gasket in it. So I'm gonna put that in, wrap it up. Hopefully it will be better than before. And so I got a nice, it's 4-to-1 instead of 2 coming together and then down into 1. So hopefully that works good. I'm gonna put the air filter on real quick, and I'll be back. Probably the next thing I'll do is wrap the exhaust manifold so I can just put it on next time I have time. So bye bye. My new air filter says it's gonna turn my car into a Porsche, but in this case I'd rather keep the Integra because I like it more than a Porsche. And if you disagree with me, your name's probably Xander. Alright, 2 days later, we got Teggy in the air. Somehow I got it up without a low profile jack because this boy is short. My dog Duncan is eating some grass. And we're going to be replacing the rubber lines I put on here with the actual fuel line. So my fuel doesn't get gummy. We got that one right there. and right there. I opened up the the gas tank cap, and so now I'm going to take those off. I have a jar to catch all the stuff that's going to spill, hopefully not too much since I let all the pressure out and there's only so much that can go in those lines since they're up top. So I'm going to take those off, hopefully just get some new one. There's some stores that sell some, so I'm going to get some new one and then put those in. And after I do that, fuel sending unit, and after the fuel sending unit, go to the exhaust manifold and the axle boots and grease. So I'll be back when something happens. Well, I looked at the fuel line. It did say fuel line instead of rubber line, so I'm just gonna leave it. So, guess which one probably works and which one came out of the car? I'll give you a hint. The one that probably doesn't work is brown. Yeah, this looks just as bad as the fuel pump. Look at all that. And this thing was grimy. It took some ugga-duggas to get it off. So I'm 99% sure this one's gonna work and actually make the fuel level work. I'm gonna plug it in and mess with the thing before I do it just to see if the fuel level on the gauge changes, and then I'll be back when it's in. Well, wouldn't you believe it? When you put the better part in, you get a free half tank of gas. So that's nice. It's been chilling there. I kept it on so it could go, but I think that's as far as it's gonna go. So I'm gonna turn it off so it doesn't waste the battery. Excuse me. With that done, there's a little silver dome that goes over here. Also, it's kind of loose in there. You can hear that. So I'm trying to put a shim in there. Try and keep. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I know it's supposed to seal on there. So I do my best. And yeah, see when something else happens. Alright, by way me and me, we have new exhaust manifold, very nice and shiny. See, it has the 4 to the 2 to the 1, where before it was the 4 to 2 up here, and those 2 came down. And then we have heat wrap, got the heat straps over there. So yeah, I want to get at least this front part, and then I'm gonna make a crack here, and then maybe do this as much as I can, because I don't know how much this is gonna go. If anything, I can go back and get some more, but I'm hoping that lasts me a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna get to getting, and I'll come back when there's some progress. See? Definitely professional, definitely all made it all the way up there. Am I gonna let it annoy me? Probably. Am I gonna do anything about it? No. Very spiky. I could only imagine what this thing is running. I could grip it like this, firmly grasp it. It's gonna be chilly. So we have Ace Cameraman, Lickus.
Hey.
Yeah. I bought him a lemonade because he drove me around.
Certified coaster right here.
$60 later, we got a 50-foot roll instead of a 15-foot roll, because after that one header, this is all we have left. That's not enough to do anything with. It's basically wasted, which makes me sad. But now, since Payday Thursday was yesterday, $60.
Yesterday was Friday.
Huh?
Yesterday was Friday.
2 days ago. That's what I meant. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So we're going to utilize this to the best of our abilities and cover it. A little scratchy up. I don't know how that happened, but it's going to be covered, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm thinking this one covered by itself and this one covered connected up to here maybe, and then cover separately, or I might just cover it separately because now we have a lot of stuff. So
All that.
Yeah.
I ain't reading all that.
Hello.
Hello.
So we're gonna get to getting, and we'll be back later.
Look, oh, you're gonna come out of here when it's all wrapped. Hello. You've reached the plug.
Got some Gucci shorts on this bad boy now.
It hurts. This John.
You can put it down.
Put it down.
So we got, I had the 15, I had the small roll. We obviously saw we finished in the 1, so I got the 50-foot roll. So we got a little bit of hair trimming to do. I don't know where that's coming from.
Just cut it.
Yeah, cut it right there. Oh, that was all out of focus. Sweet. Alright, so yeah, we're trimming. We got here, we got all of these. It comes together right here. And then we have a little bit past here. So this is, so from like right about here back is the engine, so I want to cover this to limit the heat that's going up towards the engine. And so yeah, we're going to work on taking out the old one now.
Nah.
So I worked on the car until I had to go to work. Went to work, got back from work at 8, kept going. Finally got the exhaust dismounted. I got the spring bolts off, which was a pain and a half. I feel bad for my neighbors. I was using the impact at like 10. So now today, I finally got the one bolt off. This one, that guy, being a pain in the ass. So I was looking, I was like, it's a big old hole, a rust hole. So that's probably not helping our case. So it probably was leaking from the head with the very thin exhaust gasket. Not a lot of material there. And then the new one is like twice as thick. So more exhaust gasket, less hole, always good. Ratchet old O2 sensor. Luckily, AutoZone has a new one. It's not cheap, but I don't feel like taking that out, and I want to get the new one because that one looks old, and probably the new one would work a lot better. So I'm gonna go to AutoZone, get that, put it on this freshly clothed, shiny, not whole boy. All this kind of needs a haircut. It was my first time doing it, so it is what it is. That was not too important because it's just the one piece, but this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Just needs a little haircut. So you disattach this, you put this side in, and then you lower this down in the front. So hopefully it goes smoothly from here. The only other thing I was really worried about was taking the O2 sensor out, but now that I know I can get a new one, I'm just gonna go do that. Just trying to be as good as I can without not being cheap. So I'll be back when something happens. Well, that last time I recorded was October 1st. It is now mid to late January. So stuff's been happening. Very cool. Teggy, Acorn Daily, and the eclipse is missing. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me get it to focus. There's a box in place of the eclipse. Let me oh, wrong one. That is a Jackson Racing supercharger kit for a B18. No, that's B18. So, yeah, got that. Got Megan Racing coilovers on to replace the Skunk 2 lowering springs that were poop. Got the new strut bar back there. I don't think, hold on. There you go. Strut bar. New fuel level sender. What else? Oh, it started to not start with the key. So the starter still works. It just takes 2 people to start it, because one person has to be in here cranking it and the other person has to be in here one person has to be in here cranking it, the other person has to be at the starter connecting it to the battery. So yeah, I put a no ignition switch in, but that didn't work. What else have I done in here? I don't think anything. Those are new rear lower control arms. I also put new front and rear sway bar bushings, new front sway bar links, new headlights, because as you will see, new headlights, slight accident the Teggy was ran into, so getting that fixed currently. Hold on. It's naked. Hold on, let me use my head as a prop real quick. Come on. Oh, that was wrong. Alright. So we have stripped down. That's going to get painted. We have new spark plugs. The valves have been relashed. or the valve adjustment has been adjusted. So those headers are obviously not the ones that you saw in the video. Those headers that were in the video were for a DC Integra, which I didn't know. So I sold them to my friend, got another set of headers. They also didn't fix. They were for a 92, 93, this is 91. So I went to the most pristine automotive shop ever, Walmart, ordered these bad babies, and they fit, finally. Got new radiator, which is hot. Got new thermostat, because that was not. Also, don't get AutoZone thermostat, go with the Honda one, don't make the same mistake I did. New distributor, new... We had to do some wiring down here, because between Mother Nature and the past owner, there was some shoddy wiring. What else? We cleaned up the bay. Obviously, it looks a little bit more clean. I'm trying to think. I have brand new billet engine mounts. I just got to put them in. I just need to find the time to do that. I got a new stereo to put in. I'm gonna try to the climate control. The thing that does the climate control in the car with like the switches and all that doesn't really, it works okay, but the lights don't really turn on for like indicating what's on and what's not. So I was gonna take it apart and see if I can clean it out, because I don't really want to buy a new one, and I want to see if I can do things. I've never done like a refurbishment, like an electronic. I think that's it. It's just been doing research for valve cover gasket, because that's very important. It's just been doing research, trying to get ready for the supercharger, because I want to put it on, but it's a little scary because obviously boosted. There's a lot of shoddy wiring in here, which is scary. So just want to give an update. I was thinking about doing the climate control today, just doing it in my house. So I guess we'll get to it.